Welcome to Hack Shack Studios. Yeah, we are live. We are live. We're going live. How is everybody? I just thought I would take a break from my drawing and just see how everybody's doing out there in YouTube land, I guess. La Magante. Right off the bat, man, butchering names. What's the penalty for hullaballooing without a permit? Ask for a friend. I don't know. A good time guaranteed for all. Hey, Artie Bear, what's up? What's up, Llama Magante? I think I enjoy actually butchering your name, so I apologize for that. Shadowhawk backs, and he does. What's up, man? I got my fish last night. That was good on the King Show. It's always starts the week off to a great start when I get my fish. Praetor 7, good afternoon. Yeah, it's been a good day so far. We have in Texas, they call it like a pollen bomb. So what happens, it's really strange. Like in California, I've never seen anything like this. And last year, it freaked me out. There's just yellowish green pollen that just falls from the sky. It gets on everything. And so in bodies of water, it looks like some kind of murky, like swamp. So I had to clean the pool this morning. I pulled about 50 pounds of junk out of the pool this morning. Yeah, just everything falls from the sky, but it makes everything very, very green, but it's kind of gross. And it's like a green powder. And so we did that. And then I thought I'd take Pamela out for lunch. There's this place called Grub, or I guess it's a burger bar, a gourmet burger bar. So we go to a burger bar and she has the salad. It's really strange. She goes like, it's the best salad I've ever had. So, this place is known for their burgers, and she gets a salad. Very, very interesting. But she really loves that chicken salad, so I don't mind. Yeah, life's too short. Get the chicken salad at the Burger Grub, and yeah. So then I woke up, started drawing, and wow, this page is coming along really, really good. I would show it to you in pencil form, but it usually never shows up. Let me see. This is a Xerox of the figure that I'm working on. Let's see if I can show it. See if this shows up. Yeah, there it is. So this is kind of how my little sketches or doodles are, and then they get into more detail. So I would take something like this, and then I Xerox it, and then I light box it. So I have my board over here that I'm working to transfer everything down. I got this other panel. Yeah, see, this is actual pencil, so it's hard to see. For some reason, the Xeroxes are easier to see. So, yeah, I'm just going to hang out with you guys. So feel free to ask questions. We're just going to have a hangout stream for about an hour or so. I got some cool stuff I want to show you. I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to get back to work. That's right. Work is my middle name. All right, let's see what else. We got Spirits Car in here. His name means big llama. He's the big llama. The big badass llama. So, hell, the mighty llama. And Praetor. Hells yeah. I dig this stuff. Hey, Pedro, I hope you don't mind, but we're going to show off some of your stuff. You know what? Let's just do it now. Let's just show off a Pedro Ang black and white high octane page. Yeah, this stuff is badass. Pedro is a badass. Shut your mouth. So this is a page that Pedro turned in, I think, last week. So if you don't know, Pedro has Tropical Magics. So it's a campaign that he's got going right now that is live. So go check that out. If there's anybody that has a wrench, if you could put a link to Tropical Magics in the chat, that would be great. And yeah, this is it's a badass page. So if you guys don't know, there's a black and white campaign, which I'll probably show sometime soon. And one of the books, we have 2 books in the campaign. My book, the main book, the 68-page book, and then the high octane 22-page one and done, which is done by the writer Von Klaus and artist Pedro Eng. And so Pedro is he just does everything. So this is pencils, inks, and colors by the great Pedro Eng. So this is absolutely fantastic. I love the last 2 panels, especially that last one. I hope you can see it. I can't really blow up anything here. But yeah, this page is absolutely fantastic. I love the style. I love that kind of animation style that Pedro's doing. And when he did it, I absolutely fell in love with it. I was like, he did it. He just did it. He just, was hanging out in live stream, and he just put some drawings together, sent it out to me, and I loved it so much, I created a book for him. So thank you so much for those wonderful pages, Pedro. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Have you been through Love Bug season yet, Art? It's an experience. What is Love Bug season? It probably isn't as good as it sounds, I bet. I bet you it's horrible. We do get quite a bit of bugs, good and bad. We had, I guess, a flock of butterfly the other day. It was nice. Sorry about that. The sky is falling. Yes, it is falling. Keep them fit, Art. Indeedy do. General Piggy says, did you get your fish? Yeah, I got it last night. That's why I'm in such a good mood today. Salmon is delicious. I have actually had I've had raw salmon, and I've had seared, and I've had blackened. I've had all kinds of different salmon. I like all of it. My least favorite is probably seared. I think it's because the outside seems like it's cooked, but then you bite in and it's the raw fish. And for some reason, those 2 textures don't do well for me. But I like it either cooked or uncooked. Hey, we got the real Steve Dye. What's up? Let's see. I need a light box. Are there any must-haves? Oh, I'll show this thing off. I had one like this, but it was smaller. So that's the back end of it. So here's the front side of it. And so I set it right in front of me here. I have my drawing board. I can probably show it off here. It's all dirty, but I got my drawing board here. But I don't really use it that much anymore. So I just kind of have my lap board here, my light box. And so I can watch YouTube, I can interact, and I can draw at the same time. And let me plug this in, and you guys can see it. It's pretty killer. This is one of the bigger ones. I had a smaller one, which in some ways I liked better. It was more portable because I just kind of I put it down. I have like underneath my table when I'm not using it. And then when I'm using it here, it's perfect. Let me see if you can see this. So that's kind of how it works. Yeah, it's good. And so let me turn it on. So, so this is it here. And you can adjust it. Is it adjusting? Oh, now it's not adjusting. It goes down. Let me see if I can do it this way. There it goes. So It's on, but it's very low. And then you can, should be getting brighter. It's taking forever. Yeah. So you can kind of adjust the lighting. And then it has a plug right here. So I actually reinforce it because the reason my smaller one doesn't work anymore is this cord broke. So I kind of reinforced it so it won't break. And then when I'm not using it, I just kind of drop it down here, and then I just lift it up and use it. So I don't know what this is called. It just says Daylight on it, but there's no brand name on this thing. Yeah, it just says Daylight on the bottom. Let me see if there's a. Yeah, I guess the company's called Daylight. And it's got a little light bulb for the logo. So I like it. It's light. Obviously, I'm kind of moving around. It's better than those old big metal ones. I think I gave my old light boxes to my daughter. She does a lot of illustrations, so she draws kind of like me, where smaller, and she blows it up, and then she transfers it to things. Let's see. Rini discovered last night what we all in the chat knew already. RT Bear draws the cutest girls in all of CG. Awesome. Wow. That's good. Darn tootin', rootin' tootin'. Let's see. And soon you will know why they call them June bugs. I lived in Houston for a little over 10 years and never got used to the bugs. June bugs, I think we got those in California. They're not bad. They're kind of like big beetles, right? They're pretty harmless. The mosquitoes last year, I guess we had a mild mosquito year, but I guess mosquitoes are kind of a pain in the ass. So most bugs, they don't they don't bug me. I absolutely hate snakes, though. So I've snake-proofed the property. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. Lord Crackhead says, "Nice." Let me see. I got a couple pages I wanted to show off that Pedro has done. Let me see. Where's that other one? Maybe it was this one. Yeah, it was this one. Yeah, I'll show off another Pedro page. I feel like letting you guys in on some stuff. It's hard to keep these things a secret. So this is a killer splash page that Pedro has put together. Yeah, he had to dig deep for these colors. He's a good colorist, but there was kind of like at the beginning, there wasn't the wow factor. And so I asked him if I could start looking for another colorist. And so I was looking, he was giving me suggestions, things like that, but nothing was fitting right. And then, Pedro just said, "Give me another shot at coloring this." And he came up with this wonderful style. I think we were just kind of looking at some other people, and there was like textures and there was some stuff. I like the way he cell shades. So it's kind of a combination of like the cell shaded with textures and some more airbrushing. And I think it's a great style, especially for his work, because he's got a real open animation style. And I really like the way he redesigned some of the suit, the black and white suit, especially the way Black's harness works here in the back. Very, very cool. So just great stuff, man. I can't say enough about the great Pedro Wang. Pedro is a monster, a good monster. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Pedro. Yeah, go back today. We got Twirly. Hey, Twirly Wolf. Love the coloring. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Touching my Hullaballoo. I will touch your Hullaballoo as long as you let me, Dan Frega. So Dan's been kicking it, man. He's been not YouTubing very much lately because he is drawing his ass off on Black Flag, which the pages I've seen look absolutely fantastic. And I must say, I've been a little antisocial or missing in action myself. So I usually, about 3-4 times a week, I'll do a few hours a day. So what is that? Like 8 hours a week that I'll put into YouTubing. So like a work day, but I can't do as much just because I really, really want to get this book. I just want to draw is what I want to do mainly. So it's very selfish, but also I want to try to get this thing done in a timely fashion, which I'm sure everybody wants to do. Boom! Everybody loves the Fraga boom. He's a celebrity. Besides Nolan and any other CG creators going to MegaCon in Orlando, for the same reason that I'm not YouTubing, I'm not going to do very many shows, if any. I think once the book is done, I've been invited to quite a bit of them, even some of the local Houston shows and stuff like that. But I can't really justify it right now. Time is very precious to me. And as much fun as conventions can be, no. Thank you for the opportunity. Hey, my pleasure. You created the opportunity, Pedro. You really did. So it really is it's all you. All right. We got the normie nerd. Good day all. It is a good day. Oh, you know why else it's a good day? Is because it's Taco Tuesday here at the T-Bear residence. Yeah. I'm going to get my tacos tonight. And Pamela is making a peach pie. She's making a peach pie right now. Is that terrific or what? God, it's so amazing. Like, I think food just keeps us all sane. It's so weird to look forward to food as much as I do every day. As long as they don't pay attention to the mutt, he'll be okay. Lord Crackhead says, congrats on landing that #1 spot on hybrids, General Piggy. Ooh, that sounds cool. All right. I think the love bugs usually come out in May. Disgusting little things are everywhere having nonstop insect sex. Thus the cute name Shivers. Is that Shivers? I don't know, man. We've been here a year. I don't know if I've seen any of these love bugs. Although Pamela and I watched, what's it called? I watched it when I was a kid, Herbie the Love Bug, and we were watching that, and I was keeping score, and there would be no Transformers if there was no Herbie the Love Bug. I mean, one, what is the character's name? The Volkswagen Beetle character in Transformers, is definitely modeled after that Herbie. And there's some lines in there. I think they say it's a transformation. I think they say he's in a transformation or whatever. And they also say he's more than meets the eye. So there's all kinds of stuff there. So I can see somebody had watched that movie and went, I got an idea. What about robots that turn into cars? And yeah, because I believe that the idea behind Herbie is that he's a sentient car. he's a car with a soul. They don't really get into the details of it, but it's kind of a weird movie, but it's fun as well. I just like strange off the wall stuff. And man, watching that as an adult, that is a strange movie. But I do believe the DNA for Transformers is all there in that Herbie movie. I guess there were a couple other movies as well. So there was a whole line of Herbie the Love Bug. So when you said Love Bugs, that's what came out. Lamagante or Giant Llama says Art's light board imprisons the soul of his vanquished enemies. I like that. I'll think about that every time I fire it up. It's like the negative zone. You guys are awesome. Look at the back. Look at the back. Look at the back of what? Oh, of the light box? Yeah, it says it's just called Light Box or some. What is it called? Daylight, I think. I think that's the brand name. It's expensive, I guess. Hate snake hater. I am a snake hater. I don't care. I'll fucking kill every last one of them. I had a neighbor in California because we'd have rattlesnakes. We had other snakes too, but rattlesnakes. And I would kill them, and my neighbor would like, don't kill them. They keep the rodents under control. And I'm like, I'll put traps out. I'll kill the rodents that way. I don't need a snake that can kill my family or my animals, my pets. So yes, I am a snake hater. I don't play with no snakes. No, I don't. I killed 5 of them last year here. In Texas. Oh my gosh. God, what did I figure? I think I said it on a live stream before. In California, I would kill at least 3 rattlesnakes a season. So sometimes more. So let's just go. I think we were there close to 30. So 30 times 2 is that 60, 70, 80, 90. So I've killed over 100 snakes in my lifetime. 100 snakes. That's pretty badass. Yeah, I don't dig snakes. Yeah, I don't know if I told you guys, but I just we had a dog. It was Amanda's pet. She loved this dog to pieces. It got bit multiple times, and we almost lost that dog. And so I was just thinking, when that happened, Amanda, when she was young, she used to play out in the yard. And then she later said, like, she used to see him out in the yard, but she never said anything because she wanted to play out in the yard, and she knows that, I would get all freaked out. So, yeah, when we moved here, I was just like, no, because let me back up. So after the dog was bit, Amanda and I put, it's like a metal plastic. It's like I don't know it's like metal, and then it's got like a rubber or soft plastic over it. And it's like a netting, and the each one of the squares is only about, I don't know, like maybe a 1/4 inch by a 1/4 inch. So something smaller could get through it, but no big snakes could get through. So we put the property was big. And so I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars doing this. And we did it. Amanda and I did it ourselves. So oh my gosh, she's such a kick-ass little kid. And so we dug a trench on the back of the fence, the perimeter of the fence. And then we sunk the mesh down, and the mesh was probably about 6 feet, tall, maybe 4.5, 5 feet, I should say. And so it came in giant rolls, and we just rolled it all along the fence and buried it in the ground about 5-6 inches. And then we backfilled it and did that all the way around. And we still got a snake because I'll tell you why. Because the damn rodents ate a hole in the frickin' mesh, and so the snakes hunt the rodents, and so the rodents were letting the snakes into the yard, so I couldn't win. So this time we put up when we moved in, we put up a new fence. I know this is so interesting. We put up a new fence, and what I did is I put a screen up on the base of the fence. It went up, and then I backfilled it with gravel. So there's gravel, so the water could kind of still like filter through. And then I put 4x4s that were part of the old fence, and I lined the whole back of the perimeter with that. And then I put big rock on top of that. So there are layers all the way around the perimeter, the base of the fence. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'll tell you, man, if a snake gets in, he's going to have to try his damnedest. So the only thing is I kind of keep a patrol looking for tunnels, because snakes will go through tunnels. So yeah, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. How exactly do you snake proof the property? So I kind of just explained it. So after I did the snake proofing here, we haven't had anything. So we have a wrought iron fence / gate between the garage and the house. So I put up that fencing like I had at the old property around the gate and everything. And the dog, like the rodents in California, he bites it and mangles it and stuff like that. So I'm going to have to figure out a more permanent solution to that. I think I'm going to have a welder come in and weld like an actual metal screen in there so the dog can't destroy it. So yeah, let's see. AV8R Surge says it's called a Kelsey, a sudden disappearance from all social media. I did not know it had a name, but now I do. And knowing is half the battle. Yeah, Kelsey's always drawing. Yeah. Yeah, it's Arrow Inco. Yeah, he took off. He's getting better. He's getting a lot better. He's almost a year old now, so he's a little over 10 months old. So we've almost had him a year, and he's becoming a very good dog. We used to call him Poochifer. Yes. Oh, cool. I backed it yesterday. Pedro Ang looks fun. So that is Tropical Magics. Yeah, Pamela gave me a choice. She said cherry or peach. But for some reason, when she said peach, I was like, yes. Giant Llama says Ethan just titled his head 45 degrees, or tilted his head 45 degrees. I'm sorry. Pizza? Or, I'm sorry, pie? What's he chewing on? Is it the Catwoman mask? No. Sometimes I'll throw out sacrificial lamb. So he likes chewing on bottles. So when I'm done with the bottle, I'll throw it on the ground and he'll chew it. And then what I do is instead of throwing like my scrap paper away, I'll throw it on the ground and then he'll chew on that. He just chews on everything. So as long as he's chewing on that stuff, he's not chewing on important stuff. That's at least the theory. Although, do I have him up here? Yeah. Yeah, look what he did. I think they call these ship curves or something like that. I forget what they call these. But, yeah, he chewed up my curve. And these things are kind of hard to find, too. I still have this one, though. So these are pretty cool. I had to put tape and pennies under them because they're not for ink. But these are well loved. I've had these for a long time. Are they called mapping templates or ship curves? I forget what they're called. Prater says, when I hear Love Bug, I immediately think Herbie. Yeah, was that Is that the 60s? It's kind of like the tone was kind of groovy, man. It was like there was a character, I forget the actor's name, but he was kind of like all metaphysical and stuff. Bumblebee, yeah. Bumblebee tuna. Boy, am I behind in the chat. Holy shit. No, it's Herbie, not herpes. But it is sort of a love bug. Oh my gosh. You know, I have to say something, Dan. I hope you're still listening. I love you like a brother, man. You have a very specific sense of humor, and I adore it. It's so good, man. It's so funny. And it's all you. It's all you. And it's a wide, like it can go from dad jokes to like edgy, herpes jokes. Herpes love bug jokes. I guess that's edgy. It was a shame that Herbie had to be put down. He went bananas. Oh shit. I don't know if I saw that one yet. Did Herbie fight the Second World War? Did he fight against Nazis? The VW bug came from Hitler and the Nazi Party. You mean there's no Transformers without the Third Reich? Yeah, I guess if you want to go all the way back, it was just a form of cheap transportation, right? So that's where the VW bug came from. Itchy memories kind of bug. We got Oliver, we got Gregory, Oliver, 656 Comics, Herpes the Love Bug. Oh yeah, we got it. Thank you so much for the super chat, though, Dan. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, Herbie is possessed by the spirit of Hitler. Yeah, he's very competitive, right? Like Herbie he's very, very competitive. He just wants to destroy his opponents. You could be onto something here. If Herbie could talk, he would have a German accent. We got Rand in the house. Let me see. Snakes. Hell yeah. I don't know why they exist. They're horrible creatures. Some people like them as pets. I don't know why. You won't come across too many rattlers in Houston area, but copperheads are pretty common. Yeah. Those are all the ones I killed. Well, the majority of them. It was just like a light green one, and I don't think it was venomous. I think I looked it up at the time. It wasn't venomous, but if it's in my yard, I'll kill it. If I'm like walking and I see one or something like that, I mean, or if it's on somebody else's property, but when it's in my yard, I will kill it for sure. Lord Crackhead says, so really, what is that? Shanth should have Art catching a snake in his King's intro instead of a fish. A fish is okay. I don't even like looking at snakes. It was funny because some friends, when we lived in California, we were going out to see a movie. So him and his wife and Pamela and I, and it was around evening time. So I think it was that movie Maverick. They did a remake of the TV series. I think it was called Maverick, right? And so while we were leaving to get in the car in the driveway, it's a little bit of a hill. So there's these step down, right? So I was the last one in line. So everybody's walking down the path to the car, right? And so no one looked down. except me. And there was freaking rattlesnake about 5-6 feet long. It was just right there, right edged in the corner of the step, and everybody just stepped right over this rattlesnake. For some reason, like I'm like a magnet, like I can. There you are, right there. I'll kill, yeah. And so I guess they said I did like almost like a cartoon thing where I jumped up in the air and I just kind of ran midair over the snake, and then panicked and came back and got my shovel and killed it. And then, so we're at the movie theater, everything's calmed down now. And so I think the opening scene, one of the characters is lost in the desert, right? So he's like hurt and he's like crawling through the desert or whatever. I don't remember the scene. And then there's this freaking rattlesnake that's coming after him. And I don't know, like in the movies, like rattlesnakes they don't really come after you. You have to agitate. I think most snakes, you have to agitate them before they'll rear back and come at you. And I think that's just a form of defense. So that's why I try to kill them first strike, or at least wound them really, really bad so they don't get a chance to strike at me. But yeah, big screen rattlesnake. Whack. And I was like, nope, this is not cool. I hate this movie already. Yeah. I wish, man. I do have like a sixth sense, I think, when it comes to them, though. I can kind of sense them, and I have to admit I'm pretty good at killing them. I probably told this story before. Like I was with Amanda and Pamela, and I was doing some yard work behind the pool. It was a hill, right? So they wanted to see what I was doing. So we kind of went and we're kind of climbing up on the hill. And I had a sledgehammer because I think I was putting down these spikes to hold some like hollow rocks. They were big rocks, but they were hollow. They were fake. And so they wouldn't slide down the hill. And so I still had the sledgehammer in my hand. And rattlesnake coming down right at me. And it saw me. It reared its head. And I brought that hammer around. It's a heavy hammer, right? I came back around. I hit it right on the top of the head and drove it straight in the ground. And to this day, I don't know how I did that. I mean, the target's like this big, right? The head. And man, I smacked that thing right into the ground, and I felt so freaking badass. and I had an audience. I had my kid and my wife to witness it. So, yeah, I do not like those things. I like watching mongoose kill those snakes. They'll kill what are those cobras and stuff? Yeah, if I saw a cobra, I think I'd shit my pants. Come up and then that big hood comes open. I'm gonna have nightmares. Let me see. Snakes are crafty indeed. Let me see. Snakes can get in. Yes. I know. A friend, since we've been here, he told us that he had a snake come in through the vent on the washer dryer. Yeah, it was horrible. Hey, Arrow, say hi. Say hi. Let me get rid of Spirit's car. I almost said Snake's car. Say hi. Say hi. I'm going to move everything around so the camera looks like an earthquake. Oh, my gosh. Okay, Arrow, you got to mellow out. Hey, what's up? How do you say your name? That's not Kunt? Kint? I'm sorry, man. Let me see. Duarte, what's up? We got Trevor. Hey, Trevor, I got your black and white artwork. So Trevor just sent me a piece for the black and white contest. It looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a playing card. You know how there's like if you flip it, one is like right side up and then the other is upside down. So it's black and white and then there's a yin yang. So if you spin it, white's on there and then spin it the other way and then black's on top. It's pretty darn cool. So thank you for that. And it came out great. You know what? Maybe let me see if I can find it. I might show it. Oh, you know what? I know how I have to do this. Yeah, actually, the way you sent it, I couldn't open those files. So I have to do it. Let me see if I can do it this way, because I think you sent it to me on Facebook. I can probably do that. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Oh, cool. Yeah, I can do this. I can't flip it around, though. Let me see. I'll share this, Trevor. It came out really cool. And if you guys don't know, Trevor Cameron used to work at Hack Shack Studios in the day. Yeah, so this is the piece of artwork. Very cool. So there's Whitney with her long staff and then her baton. She's twirling it there, looking all cocky. And there's Uncle Yi in the background. I like that the yin yang in the background has the kind of circuitry there. It's very cool. And then I like the way the staff kind of breaks up the yin yang, and then the two circles, the white circle and the black circle, is kind of lined up with the staff. It's very clever, very cool. And so then you get to see some of the robots in the background here, and then you get to see the henchmen, like Chang's henchmen back here. And then this other guy right here that's Brooks Gray. And then, of course, Reed Blackett, a.k.a. Black, on the bottom there. So very cool. Very cool. So we are close to compiling all those. And when I get to the point where I'm going to choose the 5 winners, then I will let you guys know. But it's still open. So if you guys want to do a piece of artwork, we can do that. So let me take a swig of here. Trying to stay hydrated. Yep, ship curves. Let me see. Okay, let's go to the site, and so we can go to the black and white site. I can fill you in on all this stuff in case there's somebody out there that doesn't know. Yeah, this is the reason for the season. This is Black and White, Volume 2, Man versus Machine. You guys have turned this into a colossal success. Thank you so much. $103,520. So we got 1,254 backers. Very cool, you guys. Thank you so very much for that. And yeah, so they're back, better than ever. Here is the main cover here. We got a cool variant by Kenneth Rocafort. Look at that, sucker. Black and white, battling robots. What could be better than that? And then we have the incredible Joe Bennett. Once again, black and white, fighting Kirby-style robots, which is equally as cool. And then here's the high-octane adventure I was telling you about. This is Von Klaus writing and Pedro Eng. Pencils, inks, and coloring. Absolutely fantastic. And so I guess technically we have 3 books in this campaign. So this is Volume 1, the second printing. Oh, you know what, you guys? I have this to show off too. When I come back, I'll show you something cool. So yeah, we have Volume 1, second printing with the new cover on there. Colors by Kyle Ritter. We still have a few of the black and white Greg Capullo covers, only in the jam tier. So if you want one of the virgin variants, you can only get it in the jam tier. Everything else you can get in their own tiers, or you can add them on at checkout. We still have some layout pages. So at this point in time, this is the only place you can get original black and white artwork here. They're only $40, and they're pretty detailed. So if you like behind the scenes stuff like I do, this is pretty cool. And so this is what I wanted to go over. I usually just kind of gloss over the stretch goals, but I'm going to go over in detail. So everybody that backs a book will get a trading card right off the bat. No stretch goals, nothing. And so then the first stretch goal is a trading card. So already you got 2 trading cards. At 40K, you guys unlock the Boom Baby Inko sticker. So if you want to see what that looks like, go back into the updates, and I do believe there's an image of it there. And so 50, you get the upgraded cover. At 55, you got the paper stock. 60, you unlock the patch. So if you guys remember Volume 1, we had some great patches. We had the Yin Yang gun sight, and we had the MI10 anti-robotics division patch, which they both came out really, really cool. And even in Chrono Mechanics, the Chrono Mechanics campaign, we had a Chrono Mechanics patch too, which came out really good. I really dig these patches. And so at 65K, you get the PDF of Joe Fulton and my story breakdowns. So you'll get the written story, all 68 pages, and you will get all the plot breakdown, the artwork. So, all 64 pages of my thumbnails. And so 75K, wow, this is a lot of stuff already, you guys. You get the epilogue. So we just added at 75K, the epilogue. So that's 4 extra pages of what's to come for Reed and Whitney. Let's unlock this bad boy, which you guys have. So the epilogue is going to be fun. It'll kind of wrap up the story proper, and will give a little bit of a tease of where the adventure will go after this. So I thought that'd be a lot of fun. And Joe Fulton and myself came up with a pretty cool little 4-page extra there, bonus for you guys. At 80K, wow, these are crazy numbers, you guys. UV enhancements on the cover. This cover is going to rock, you guys. If you don't know what UV is, that if you've ever seen a cover where parts of it are shiny and parts of it are flat, like they're not glossy, that's what UV is. So on that cover, we're going to have parts that'll be glossy and stand out, and then parts that are kind of flat. So usually you do like main characters and logos with that glossy enhancement, and then like background elements are flat, and it just gives some extra life to the covers. 85K, okay, this is the one that I was alluding to. So this is a fan art trading card set. Do you love contests? Hey, so do we. Here is the ultimate fan fun. When we unlock 85K stretch goal, start sending your drawings in of black and white, and 5 people will have their black and white drawings made into a special fan art trading card set and given out as stretch goals to everyone. Just imagine how much fun it will be to get to open your black and white mailer and see your own drawing in the box. Okay, so these are going to be cool cards, you guys. So one of the things I've said that if there's a piece of artwork, because some of you guys don't do everything. Some of you guys don't do all the color work. Some of you guys don't ink. Some of you guys do all of those things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the best 5 out of the group, out of all the entries. Some of them, like I said, they might be pencils. Some of them might be fully done, with color and everything. But what I'm going to do is either I'll ink them up if they're in pencil form, or I'll figure out, somebody to ink it. And if there's no color and it looks like it still needs color, then we'll add color. But some of these pieces you guys have been sending, the black and white artwork looks pretty amazing. So I'm just going to make a determination at the time based on the 5 cards that get chosen. But just know that, these cards are going to rock. And then one of the things too, when you send your cards in, give me a suggestion for a name. So one of the things I want to do is have each one of the cards that will have a scene, like title, like you know how, like, I don't know if they do it anymore, but old comic books would have a title for the story. Like Tough Jam, like Black and White are in a Tough Jam, or just stuff like that. And old trading cards had the same. And so what I'd like to do is kind of give each one of the cards a title. So underneath the artwork would have a title, and then in the back I'm going to have a little resume, you guys. It'll have your contact. So whatever social media you want people to check out, your Instagram, whatever it is, I'll put on the back with a small little bio on each one of the artists that are chosen. So it's going to be a lot of fun, you guys. So then it wraps up. So grab some paper, lick that point of your pencil, and start planning the drawing of Black and White. You will submit. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And we still got a little bit of time on that. So you guys don't get too stressed out, but just keep getting the drawings done and sending them in. So I think we probably have about 12 or 15 entries already. So it's looking pretty good. So at 90K, we will unlock, or we have unlocked, the die cut sticker. So this is going to be really, really cool. I think I have the die cut sticker artwork in the updates as well. So if you want to check that out. And also I did a drum solo. I heard that I pretty much blew out everybody's speakers with that. So I think that it's somewhere on my YouTube if you wanted to check it out. That was a lot of fun. So we got to that 90K, and then you guys, 100K. A happy dance is being done mostly by my wife. Because I don't dance. You unlock the Black and White Gunsight soft enamel pin. It is being made right this very minute. So as soon as that thing got unlocked, Pamela went to the manufacturer and put in the order. So let me see. I think there's a prototype, of it. So this is what the Black and White pin will look like. So it's going to be fantastic. So there's a lot of cool things that every backer is going to get. Those are nice ways of thanking you guys for all the support that you guys have done, all the love, everything. So if I could get some tweets out tonight, some social media shout outs for Black and White Volume 2, that would be great. Anybody that's thinking about backing, the link is in the description. So yeah, you guys, thanks for letting me share that with you. It's a labor of love, man. Every minute I get to spend drawing for you guys is a blessing indeed. So this is it, you guys. This is the prototype of Volume 1, second printing. So we got this back from the printer. We made our notes. Pamela talked to them, and they said no problem. So we got, like I said, this is the prototype for volume 1. So it looks really, really good, you guys. So let me see. Here's the back. It's got, this is not quite, it's saddle stitch right now. So it's not square bound, but it will be square bound when it's finished. So this was just the prototype. And we found this printer. If this works out, CG, if anybody's listening, I'll make this available, this information available to you. Because so far, they have been a pleasure to work with. And they're local. They're here in Houston. So we were very, very lucky. Pamela worked her ass off to find this place. Great price, great quality. You can't really tell with the camera, but it just looks fantastic. So yeah, so we're getting stuff made now. So we're not going to wait till the last minute. We're getting stuff done. Like I said, Pam's getting those pins made, and these are being made as we talk. So these are the Keshi figures. So this is Reed Blackett, aka Black, and here's a black in black. I kind of dig this guy. So I talked to Eric Huffles is putting these together. And so he says people like to collect multiple colors. So we're probably going to make them in multiple colors. But the first group that are made are going to be black and white. So black will obviously be in black plastic, and then white will be in white. So I think that'll be really cool. And then he's got like all kinds of different colors. Look at the detail. It's pretty badass. So I have this too. Let me show this to you. So much cool stuff happening right now. So this, you guys, I guess Whitney, aka White, was a little tough because she's got the staff and there's an open hand. And he said there was a couple just like little snags, little tough places to get through the casting process. And so you can see, I wanted to show you guys this because look at how hard Eric is working. That stack is all like Whitney figures that didn't quite work out. So he's finally got it all figured out. So he sent me a photo of one that's fully realized, and it looks fantastic. So this is White, and this is her Keshi figure. And we are going to have these up very soon. Eric said he's going to take a picture of them and send them. And as soon as we get that from Mr. Huffles, we will put those up, and you guys can back that tier and get yourself some cool figures. I always want to call them action figures, but they're not quite action figures. Although you can move them, they're soft rubber. Let's see. Oh yeah, Buddy Hackett and Dean Jones. Yeah, Buddy Hackett. He does a lot of. He did a lot of Disney voices, right, for like cartoon characters and stuff in the day. And when we were watching this, that Dean Jones, the actor, he reminded me of that guy from the 70s show. What's that actor's name? He's the main character in the 70s show, and he was in that Spider-Man. He played what did he play? He played the bad guy. I don't know. But his mannerisms, everything, that Dean Jones looked like that guy. Reminded me of that dude. Let's see. Billy Basco says, I always wanted Herbie the car and Benji the dog to have a crossover adventure as a kid. Oh, that would have been cool. Volkswagen. The Love Bug. No AC. Oh, okay. Yeah. The thing is, my brother like grew up. He was prime driving age and everything in, I guess, like the early mid 80s. And in California, all of the kids his age were buying Beetles. Again, they were just cheap, right? And they were just fixing them up, and they would get the VW vans and fix those things up as well. I think VW is reissuing one of the vans. They look kind of cool. It's really not my style of car, but it wouldn't be uncommon to see these things all not souped up, because you can't really soup up a Volkswagen engine. But the kids would trick them out or whatever. And I think most of them had two engines because they fell apart so easy or so quickly that you would kind of have one in the car, and then you'd have one in the garage that you'd be repairing. And then when that engine goes, you just replace the engine. So most people in the day had two Volkswagen engines because they broke down all the time, and they were inexpensive and they were lightweight because I think the Volkswagen engines all air air cooled. There's no water, there's no radiator or anything like that. So they're just kind of modified lawnmower engines. They're loud too. They're not, yeah. I don't think they're great engines, but your first car, they were pretty cool. I think my brother had a Bug and he had one of those vans. And most of the time they were just sitting in the driveway collecting dust because they didn't work. What? Certain types of people. What does that mean? Short for Herbert. Herbert the Love Bug. LOL, he killed a green tree snake. So I take it that they're pretty harmless. I killed it anyways. I don't care. If it's a snake and it's in my yard, I'll kill it. Yeah, the boots are cool. I think alligator skin boots are cool too. I did kill a rattlesnake when I had some people working in the yard. They were trimming the trees in the back, and I had the grill out there by the pool, and they were saying if I gave them permission, they would grill up the snake that I had just killed, and we could eat it. And I called their bluff. I said, I'll fire it up. You cook it up. I'll eat it. And they never did, though. I would have done it. Yeah. Snakes to Art. Hello, friend. I'm coming to give you a friendly hug. No. Never. Yeah, it was obviously a green snake. It was green. Fish bear, yes. Oh my gosh, is that a beer? I think I'm gonna go to the store and pick up some beer. Snake, bear, no. Green snakes are expensive? What? It was only about like 1.5 feet, 2 feet long. It was really narrow too. I tortured it first. It was in a pile of leaves, and I just kept beating on the leaves until it like slowly came out, and then I killed it. Oh, coral snakes! I heard those things are nasty. Down here we have what's that? Fur de lance snakes, bushmasters, coral snake, eyelashed snake, all venomous, and all dead on sight. Yes, kill them all. I think we have coral snakes, and there's like 2 types of snakes that are patterned like coral snakes. But I'll tell you, if I see either one of them, they're both dead. I don't care how that sounds, man. I'll kill them all. I went to the theater for the first time in a couple of years last night to see the Batman. Was kind of disappointed. Yeah, I waited to hear the reports, and at first it seemed like there was a lot of people that liked it, and then there were a lot of people that said they liked it and then saw it a second and third time, and then they found the flaws. I think sometimes you just want something to be good, like, oh man, it's a new Batman movie, this is going to be great, and you go and you watch it and you enjoy it for the 2 hours, but then you think about it, it's like, man, it wasn't really that good. For me, that was it Force Awakens or whatever it was, the first, J.J. Abrams Star Wars, and I have to say, I had a great time the 2 hours that I was in the movie theater, but then started thinking about it afterwards. I was like, there's a lot of problems with this story. Yes, indeedy do. That's what I heard. Kind of like tough chicken with metallic aftertaste. Edible, but certainly not gourmet. And yes, I've eaten snakes, gators, lizards, and frogs. I would eat all of those things but for some reason, lizards and frogs don't sound good to me. There's something about eating something that can kill me that I like. So eating a snake is cool. Eating an alligator, I would enjoy. Lizards, I don't know. There's something, maybe, if it was like an iguana or something, but just something small, nah. And frogs, I don't know. Frogs, nah. I wouldn't do it. And then I used to eat shark. So a lot of fish places used to have it on the menu. I haven't seen shark on a menu in 20 years, but I used to get it all the time. It's really good. It's kind of like, it flakes like a tuna, like the meat flakes like a tuna, but it tastes almost like a steak. It's really, really good. It's close to, is it swordfish? Swordfish is pretty good, but I have to say my favorite fish is actually shark meat. Oh, they are. The thing is, a rattlesnake will get aggressive too, but I found that they're not that fast. I've killed like black racers, and I know that they're not venomous, but we had one in the garage, and if the dog would agitate it, I think it would bite the dog. And I at the time, this was in California, the dog slept in the garage, so I actually got the snake out and killed it. But those black racers are really fast, so there are some really fast snakes. Somebody told me that rattlesnakes are fast too, but I didn't find that to be the case. And I always try to get them or kill them before they can kind of coil up, because I always thought of it as a spring, like then they can leap from there. But somebody told me they can leap, like if they're all sprawled out. I don't know how the hell they would do that, but somebody told me that they can leap from a position where they're all kind of laid out there. Oh, holy shit balls. No. I couldn't live where you live, Pedro. Somebody told me here, like the snakes will climb the trees and they still can get in your yard. They'll climb over the trees and they'll drop into your yard. I cut all these trees back. You guys don't know, man. When we moved in, there is not a tree that's touching a fence. There's some trees that are on the city property that overhang the yard a little bit. So that's the only way they could get in. And some of the neighbors' trees they hang over our yard. So if the neighbor had a snake, they could get in that way. But that's really the only way they could get in, I think, is tunnels and, if they climbed up a tree. Yeah, Bushmaster is a mother effer by all accounts and good at blending on the ground. Yeah, I was surprised how good the copperheads, because here there's a lot of leaves on the ground. And so when there's leaves on the ground, like in grass and stuff, it's hard to see those copperheads. Yeah, Australia. Some people go, I would love to go to Australia. No. I mean, it's beautiful. The beaches are beautiful and everything, but no, thank you. Copperhead snakes are pretty aggressive, nasty little buggers. That's what I heard. Yeah. So the ones I killed were early in the morning. So I don't know if they're like in California, when it's cold, they're kind of slow-ish. And then once they warm up, they move faster. So all the copperheads I killed here were in the morning. There was one, I opened the garage door in the morning, walking, because there's the door to get in the garage, and then there's the garage door itself where the cars come in, and they're right next to each other. So I went in, opened the garage door, walking back and forth through the door, through the garage. There was a rattlesnake, not a rattlesnake. I mean, there was a copperhead right there in the corner. And I was, oh God, I was so pissed off, because I kept walking right by it, back and forth. And I was lucky it was the morning, because it was pretty docile. And then once I saw it, I didn't walk past it again. I had to walk around the cars to my shovel. And then I got the shovel and I killed it. So now I have my shovel close to the door. And Pamela said, you might want to have like shovels around the yard so you don't have to go running back into the garage to kill one. So I thought about that, like in case of fire, break the glass. Oh, I like this. Hammer snake. Hell yeah. Yeah, I heard they're not that poisonous. Like, you make friends, when you move to new areas. And this guy said that his dad was bit by a copperhead, and he said his dad didn't even go to the hospital. He said he should have, because his dad has problems with his leg now. So he never had like any anti-venom or any of that stuff put in. So I'd still go to the doctor or the hospital if I got bit. But I heard that copperheads, usually their bite isn't lethal. Oh, God. I hate everything about them. Yeah, I think we have cottonmouths here, too. More sketched by a cottonmouth when swimming than by land snake. Yeah, we have a waterway back here, and there's a few lakes, around the area. And I heard that we get those cottonmouths. I think they're the most venomous in this area, are the cottonmouths. So I hope to never, ever see one of those things. But if I do, I'll have to kill it. What is this? All we have here are cute little water snakes. No. We had a snake in the pool in California. Not cool. It's creepy watching those things swim. No, thank you. Let me see. What else did I have planned? I had something else. So we showed off Eric's Keshi figures. We showed off some of Pedro's artwork. You know what we could do? I feel generous with Pedro's artwork. I'm going to show another high octane page from the great Pedro Ang. Here we go. Boom, baby. Look at that bad boy. I think the color fits the style so well. So nothing brings my heart more joy than black and white dismantling robots. I absolutely love it. Yeah, this is so good. This is so damn good. Look at the backgrounds and everything. It's fantastic. Thank you so much, Pedro. I mean, this looks great. I can't wait till the book is all put together. We should have that soon, because I think Pedro is working on the last couple pages, and then it's all scripted. I'll have to go over it last minute, because actually Pedro and I were going over some of the pages, and we configured one of the pages, or it was a scene, I think. And so the dialogue may have changed a little bit. So yeah, I'll go over Vaughn's dialogue one last time and make sure everything works well. I'll do all the bloom placements and then get that out to Eric Weathers and put a book together. Yes. Let's see. Will excel. I have a problem with you professionals. You guys will credit established artists and pros with helping you in your careers, but who are you helping? There's that same mentoring you benefited. Where? This whole episode, this whole show's been about that. Pedro Ang. I put the spotlight on Pedro. High Octane, this black and white book, that's his first comic book ever, Will. So there's a lot of people, you just have to look, that are giving new talent spotlights. So, like I said, Pedro, not that I did a whole lot, but, he and I went over every one of the pages and we tweaked them up. I gave him the benefit of some mentoring. We're going to do the same for the coloring. And so from my standpoint, there's Pedro Ang. There's Trevor Cameron that's in the chat here that just sent that black and white trading card artwork. I worked with him for years at Hack Shack Studios, mentoring him. I ran Hack Shack Studios for over 25 years, where I mentored all kinds of new talent. I mentored and trained Jaime Mendoza, who's an established DC professional, Danny Mickey, who worked on Spawn and just pioneered inking styles. There's oh my gosh, there's so many. Tim Townsend, the inker, I gave his first work. He assisted me on Spawn. He did backgrounds for me. There's all kinds of people, Will, that I've worked with over the past. Trevor Scott, not Trevor Cameron Scott or Trevor Scott Cameron, but Trevor Scott. Like I said, Jaime Mendoza, Danny Mickey, Larry Stucker, Marlo Aquiesa, John Sabal. There's a bunch of people. So, and those guys are all really good. Andy Owens, all kinds of people. So you just kind of got to look. I know sometimes it's hard when you're a beginner and you feel like you need help, but I'll tell you, Will, if you're an artist, put together some black and white artwork and I'll show it off on the stream. We'll talk about it. If your artwork is picked, you'll get a trading card and we can promote you that way. So also, if you want to get promoted, then talk to people, be positive, establish connections, there's nobody keeping anybody out. Nobody's monitoring any of those things. So, sorry if you feel that way. But there is, those things are going on. A lot of them are behind the scenes, but they are happening. All over the place, dude. Literally all over the place. I'm one of those guys, Will. Yeah. So, sometimes it seems like one way, but in reality, it's not. And to be honest, there was Kyle Ritter that started working with Ethan. Kyle was doing, like, when I first met Kyle, before he was working on Cyberfrog, he was like, I would do con drawings and he would color them up and he would post them and tag me with them. So he was basically, at that point, he was a fan and he wanted to get attention from working professionals. So he would just color these things up and then I would post them and repost them out and talk to him. And it was funny because when Cyberfrog, when Ethan was posting pictures, images that were colored up from the first installment, I was like, wow, this is really good. Who is this? He was Kyle Ritter. And I was like, holy shit, I think I know that guy. And so then I went back and I looked at, some of the artwork that I had posted on Instagram. And I think, a lot of it's on DeviantArt. I was like, oh my gosh, this is Kyle Ritter. Yeah, so Kyle made it. He would do stuff like this, and I'm sure Ethan worked really closely with him to get it all polished up, and so basically Kyle wasn't an established professional before Comicsgate, and I'm sure there was some mentoring with Ethan. I'm waiting for the loot here. You always do this to me, Peyton, and it always hurts. You have no idea. Just the sound of Lou Ferrigno, just his voice. Oh, it grates. He's a horrible, horrible man. Oh my gosh, Phil, you didn't have to do this. $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Phil. Hell Art, launching the sign up for our new book this Friday night on our Diaz Brothers show. It's going to be a big one, a lot for CG. Will be involved. Be there. Yeah, let me know. Let me know when you go live. I'll get over there and give you some support. Well, also, Philip and Brandon, the Diaz brothers, came out of nowhere, man, doing their own comic books. They don't wait for permission. They just did it, and they just start hanging out. They just like what he's doing here, the super chat stuff like that. Just start hanging out, start networking, hanging out with people. It'll happen, man. It'll happen. Will Excel, is there an area in which you're looking for guidance? Yeah, narrow it down. Yeah, they're good guys. They're good guys, man. I know Phil probably hates me because I sound like an old man, but man, Phil is an old soul, man. I feel like I've known Phil my whole life. Shadowhawk back says, Art, when are the Eric Huffle's Keshi figures coming? He said he's going to take a picture. So once I get that picture, they're going up. Yeah, and so I do believe he's making figures now. And so all I need is a picture, like a good picture, so I can show you guys what it looks like. And then we'll put a tier together and get those out there for you guys. Yeah, they're going to be awesome. We were talking about selling them separate, but I think we're going to discount them and sell them as a pair or as a dynamic duo. Art reads the chat like he has all the time in the world. Oh, wait, I forgot he's immortal. Yeah, I'm probably way behind you guys. I want an eco figure. Oh, hell yeah, I want one too. All in time. I want those Keshi figures. I'll have to use it. That's awesome. Oh, ooh, little Inko Keshi figures. Oh, shit. Those would be cool too. Topher Grace, that's the actor. Yeah, he's like that Dean Jones guy. What is a stretch goal for 125? Pamela asked me that. She goes, are we going to still do stretch goals? And I was like, eh. And Pam was like, we're going to do another stretch goal. So Buddy Hackett did stand-up. So he had like a filthy stand-up. That's cool. For some reason, I find that cool. Oh, that's cool, man. I'm glad you liked it, Mark 13. Epic Batman pitch last week. Art, any more that got away? Yes, I do. There's a few other ones, and I'll just tease you with this. I actually pitched to Mike Carlin at DC Comics, who was the Superman editor. I had an idea for a character. And so DC had, I was working on Adventures of Superman with Dan Jurgens, and Dan Jurgens did like this Fantastic Four idea, right? So this is before all the Fantastic Four parodies came out and all that other stuff. So it wasn't a parody, but it was just kind of like, it was like a what if the Fantastic Four, if it was real and they were gamma radiated, but it didn't turn out good. So like it was horrible what happened to these guys. They got superpowers, but it was horrible, right? And so the Reed Richards character, I believe, is the only one, the spoiler alert, but the story is like 30 years, 40 years old. I don't know how old it is now. Everybody died except for the Reed Richards character. And I believe that the Reed Richards character was later turned into the cyborg Superman. So that's where he eventually went. But I had an idea for that character before the cyborg Superman. And it was basically that Reed Richards turns into Victor Von Doom. So DC they don't have a Victor Von Doom character. They don't have a character like that. So I pitched it to Mike. He said, write it up. I had a partner because I can't write by myself. So this was a childhood friend who said he always wanted to work in comics, right? So we kind of brainstormed. He wrote this really lame treatment. It was barely legible. So I was dating Pamela at the time, and so she wrote policies and procedures for Northrop. So she's an accomplished tech writer, not so much creative writing, but definitely tech. So she knew what she was doing. So she edited this, and we pretty much reworked the whole thing. And so I sent that to Mike, and Mike signed off on it. He said he liked it and he wanted to do it, but he had some notes. So he gave me some notes. I gave those notes to my friend, who's no longer my friend, by the way. And he said, he got all principled and said, I will not edit my work. He either accepts it the way it is or he doesn't. I'm like, your work? This is our work. And most of it's my work because I'm the one who came up with the idea and the overview. You pretty much just typed it together and did a lame job of that. And Pamela and I ended up putting it together for the pitch. And so he goes, I won't do it. So then, I had to graciously pass. But could you imagine? I mean, the cyborg Superman right now is legendary. So, I'm not saying that this character that was in creation at that moment in time would have been big like the cyborg Superman, but it could have been because, a villain for Superman could have been the cyborg. Not cyborg, but, Doom type character. So there's that. There's believe it or not, there's a Green Hornet and Kato pitch that I did for DC. They gave me a green light. I put the proposal together, and they first okayed it, but then once it started happening, started becoming more real. They looked into the copyrights, and there were two companies that were claiming copyright, like that they owned it. And so DC didn't want to get involved with it because they thought it would be a dirty, it'd be a dirty battle, and it was Green Hornet. So it wasn't really worth it for them. So then they just passed on it. And so I have that story that I could tell. And then there was a Nightwing story that Pamela and I wrote. And this came the closest to ever happening. And it was about the time I did Cable. I did Cable for Marvel. So this was early 90s. And so I'm friends with John Peterson, still good friends with him, and he was the editor on Teen Titans. So I always told John, I said the Teen Titans are the natural competitors to the X-Men. If the X-Men are selling what they're selling, the Titans should as well. And so he still had Marv Wolfman writing, and so he was putting a good team together of different talents. I think Tom Grummett, Kevin McGuire, Lynn Wein was coming in as writer. Just like all kinds of stuff was happening. And so he asked me if I was interested in doing like a Nightwing miniseries. And I said, sounds good. It sounds pretty cool. And so Pamela and I started brainstorming. We put a pitch together. We ran it by Jonathan. He greenlit it. DC signed off on it, and we were working on it. Actually, I think there's an article or something like that in Wizard magazine that talks about it. And so there was some early publicity, promotion for it, and there was some promotional artwork done. There was a retail poster. There was another poster, like a teaser poster that was made, and there was something else that I had done, but that fell through. Jonathan Peterson he lost his job, and if I couldn't work with Jonathan on the project, I didn't want to work with anybody. They brought this new editor in, and I talked to him, and he was from like Warner Publishing. He didn't really know comic books, so it just kind of fell apart. So I had Cable that was already pitched to me from Marvel, and so I ended up just doing that instead of the Nightwing miniseries. But I could talk about that too. I think those were the big stories that I had pitched that never happened. There was a story idea that I gave to Walter Simonson that he did use, and he gave me credit in one of the Fantastic Four comics. So that was really cool. So yeah, I've had like these dabbles of greatness that never quite happened. Let me see. Oh my gosh, yeah. Your thoughts on Taylor Hawkins? The press says he OD'd, but he was forced to be vaccinated by Foo Fighters' cut compliance. I think it was the jab that did him in. I haven't heard. I heard that they're saying that he OD'd, but I didn't hear the vaccination stuff. Just a good guy. Like I was thinking about, of course, when he passed, just how sad I was, because he's the kind of drummer that I like drummers like that. Like he just pounds, like it's just effortless. And he brings his arm back. He's not like a real technical drummer, real tight. Like he just throwing his arms back and hitting those drums hard. And I like that. And my daughter and I used to go to this. It was a nightclub, but it was for like kids, under 21. It was kind of an under 21 rock club. And so there was this band, and I just kind of hang out in the crowd, and people talk to me at those places. I'm like the old guy, but like people talk to me, band members and stuff like that. And so somebody's telling me, it's like this band, I forget their name now. They were a really good drummer. So I was like, oh, cool. I can't wait. Cause that's all I do is when I go to these places, I'm more of like, I'll just watch the drummer, play versus anybody else. And so as a small club, but there's this little place on the side that you can stand and you can see the drummer from like the side back. So you can really watch him play. And just before they started, actually, this entourage was 3 guys, and they came in and they kind of mapped their territory, And then this guy comes in, and I've witnessed this before. He just looked like a rock star. That's all I can say. He just looked like a rock star, right? And so he walks in, and he's with these three other guys, and they're kind of in the same general area that I'm at. And then as soon as the set started, they're just riveted looking at this drummer. And then I'm like, I know that guy. I know that guy. And so I was like, oh shit. That's Taylor Hawkins. I'm like, shit, that's so cool, man. And so right after the set was done, they left. And it's such a small club that the band would take their equipment right out the back, and the back door was the parking lot. So you could talk to the band. And so they went out there and they talked a little bit to the drummer, and then they just took off. So they had heard the same thing, like, this guy is really good. So Taylor went out there and scoped out the competition. I thought that was really, really cool. And I never went up to him or anything like that, because for one, like Amanda's crowd, like those, they weren't really Foo Fighters, crowd kind of thing. And so I don't think they would have made a fuss anyway, but I didn't want to call him out, because I knew that he was there just to watch that drummer. And so I didn't want to like spoil anything. I wanted him to feel like he could enjoy that guy's set and then take off. So that was pretty cool. And I got to meet, what's his name from the Foo Fighters. That was pretty cool. And I did talk to him. I got his autograph too. Wow, that's not a mentorship. Then what the fuck is it? I work with these guys for years. How dare you say it's not a mentorship? What the fuck are you talking about, Will? I'm sorry. I was very kind to you. I told you I had done that, and some people do. Yeah, some of these guys have no discernible talent that I would bring into the studio, and I would work with them. So if you're calling me a liar, I don't like that, man. And I don't know what you want from me. If you want to stay in that place and be angry, then stay in that place. Or you could actually be nice to some of us, and maybe we'll help you along. Wow. Citizen says, there's no magic bullet to talent. You have to work your ass off. It's up to you to do the heavy lifting. Yeah, people are trying to help you, Will. You should kind of be more open to this and less standoffish. My mom said you could get more bees with honey. So, Will, it's a lot harder to do mentorships like they used to in the day. The studio system doesn't exist anymore. About the way, only way you can do something like that would be to have them live with you. And ultimately, there's schools, like, go to school. That's what most of us did anyway. A lot of us didn't have mentorships. I didn't have a mentorship. Like, there's a lot of people that don't. So, there's school, there's books, there's all kinds of ways that you could learn how to draw, write, color. You don't need a mentorship. Art, there is guidance and mentorship that people get when they watch and learn from these channels, but not everyone feels comfortable doing the one-on-one. Yeah, but it does exist. Inco beanies. That's cool. Yeah, we could do that. Oh my gosh, an Inco beanie. Would you guys want that? Yes, she does. Mark 13 says, I never figured out why they never called Cyborg Superman Superborg. Superborg. Oh, the Green Hornet Kato could be so cool. Yeah, I'll tell that story. I'm glad that I had some of you say that you really did enjoy the Batman story. So we could do that. Art was the cable guy. Indeedy do. X-Men and Teen Titans are not equals, Art. How dare you? They're not, but they're natural competitors, is what they were never quite equals as far as sales and things like that. But my point was that they were the natural competitors. Like if DC could groom good talent, they could actually use those Teen Titans characters and bring them on to the X-Men level. I think it would all depend on who was working on them. Wolfman is one of the best comic book writers ever, in my opinion. Yeah, he's really good. Clap for the Wolfman. Yeah, we had a Christmas party, Pamela and I, at we had a condo in Redondo Beach, and just in passing, I invited Marv Wolfman to the party, and he came. He came with his daughter. It was pretty cool. I was like, Marv Wolfman's at my Christmas party. It was awesome. The real Steve Dye says, working up Chimera's print file for SOS Volume 3. I don't know what SOS is. At present, story time with Art is always such a soothing soundtrack. Thanks, Art. Oh, no problem, man. I'm glad you guys appreciate that stuff. I'll do more of it. Okay, I'm going to start rap. David Grohl, thank you. Spirits Car says, Will is just screaming for special attention from you, Art. He doesn't know how to go about that, though. Don't feel obliged to cater to rude people. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I don't know. He just caught me off guard. I thought I explained it pretty well. Oh, cool. Thank you, Danky Frankie. Giving the right people a wrench. All right. Well, I think we're all caught up. This is cool. Timothy Fitzgerald wants to know if there's an update on Rocket. Yeah. So I'm going to wait and see what the real Steve Dye has to say, if he's still in the chat. X-Men Teen Titans was the best crossover of all time. Yeah, it was done by Walter Simonson. I still remember that. That was really nice. Let's see what Joe says. I have had mentorship from Comic Pros, but I put a lot of work in from books, watching channels, and the varied advice from the pros. Will, you need to ask yourself, what are you lacking? What you are lacking. One thing I think about drawing, out of everything that there is to do, if you have a natural ability, or if you just have a natural desire, like a drive to do it, everything's there. So everything you need to learn, it's provided in the world, right? Like you can look at something and you can draw it. And the main thing is, when you're drawing stuff, start asking yourself questions. So as you're drawing, why is that this way? Why is this working this way? And then start trying to come up with answers, and then start, getting books on perspective, different things, and those will help you ask the questions and then find the answers. Some of them you'll just figure them out on your own, and then some of them, like the books will help you. And then there's all these light bulb moments that happen throughout your entire drawing career. Like I still have them from time to time. So you're never really there. You're never really fully realized. Drawing and these type of skills are constant. You're constantly learning and relearning. So let me see. Timothy says, my buddy's apartment when he lived in Spring looked a lot like your house, Art. Must be the same woodland style. Yeah, there's a lot of houses and apartments and stuff that are in this style. A lot of brick, a lot of wood, but coming from California, you don't get any of those things because brick houses, they fall down in earthquakes. All right, here we go. Here's the answer. It's finally printed. Ooh, cool. Long and painful supply chain issues, and is shipping to me this week. Oh, cool. And backers as soon as the big boxes arrive. Thanks, Timothy. And thanks to all the backers for the patience. Sweet. I can't wait. I backed that. I think I backed at the highest tier. I got the ones with the coins and stuff like that. So I can't wait to get my book. Steve's a good guy and puts good projects together. Yeah, he wrote a bunch of stuff. Art, who do you think is the best movie Batman? I like a lot of them, but none of them feel like they've been fully realized to me. Like each one of them has like an aspect that I like, but overall, like they're not all there. So, like I liked Michael Keaton as the actor in the first Batman, but I felt like the first Batman wasn't really a Batman movie. It kind of spent a little bit more time on the Joker. But I thought the costume was kind of weak in the first movie. Obviously, I liked Batman Returns. I got the cowl right there. I thought they ironed out a lot of the problems. I thought it looked pretty cool. So the Keaton cowl in Batman Returns was one of my favorite. And then I thought Ben Affleck looked like a Jim Lee Batman. He looked like the Hush Batman. So he was kind of more of a brawler type of a big guy type of Batman. And I like that too. And I think overall, I want to say I liked his costume or uniform the best, but I don't. I think it would be Keaton in Batman Returns. The cape, everything I thought was really cool. I thought they used the cape really, really in a neat way too. So, but I really did like that Affleck. They kind of gave him the gray suit. It was a really dark gray, but it was kind of like the old Batman, where it was like, well, he used to be blue and gray, but the blue and gray. But then they went black and gray. So I liked that they had the gray kind of outfit or uniform. The Chris, what's his name? Bale. There was stuff I liked about it, but there was stuff I didn't like about it. I did think that they got the neck thing right. And I thought that those, like the little armor plates and some of that stuff was pretty cool. I didn't like the cape. I think for me, like, I'm such a Batman snob, you guys. Don't ask me these things. I'll go off for hours. So I just think the cape was all wrong for the Christian Bale Batman. The new Batman, I absolutely hate. I don't like any of the design work on the new Batman. I don't like the car. I don't like any of that stuff. So I kind of liked the Ben Affleck Batmobile. I thought that was pretty cool. It was kind of a hybrid between the Christian Bale Batmobile, like that tank, and then the classic Batmobile, because it had some of the fins and stuff, but it looked more like a tank kind of thing. I think Carl Urban would be perfect for anything. Carl Urban, for me now, is he's Reed Blackett. He's black from Black and White. I even use his image when I'm drawing the character. I'm not completely, doing a likeness, but he's kind of got like this crazy hair that he does sometimes. So I'm kind of mirroring that, and then the nose structure and just the proportions on his face. I'm using. I think Carl Urban is awesome, and if I'm not mistaken, he's got an accent. I think he's Australian. So he doesn't have a British accent, but he does have an accent. So Reed Blackett is English or British. 60s Batman was the best. The modern version is too evil for me. I like them all for different reasons, to be honest. Oh my gosh, you guys aren't going to let me go here. Let me see. Christian Bale was the best Bruce Wayne. He kind of just played him as Patrick Bateman, which I think was perfect. I don't know who Patrick Bateman is, though. Christian Bale could have been a great Batman if not for the stupid voice and bulky costume. Yeah, there was something about the costume that didn't work for me. I think like the cape had like little clasps to hold it in place. I thought that looked really, pardon my French, but it looked gay. I kind of liked the Keaton cape because it looked heavy, and it kind of had like it had a texture to it. It almost looked like skin, so it looked kind of like a bat. Like I don't know, like you would look at a bat wing, really really close up. So it had kind of like veins or texture or whatever to it, which I thought was really cool. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, slightly intimidating, and they were, I don't know, they were cutting. The eyes were cutting. I dug it too, man. I'll tell you, like that first Batman movie when it came out, I lost my freaking mind. I got total Batmania. I was working at DC Comics when it came out, and my friend Jonathan Peterson, he had movie stills because he was working with what is his name, Jerry Ordway on the Batman movie adaptation. So they had stills and stuff, and he showed them to me. Oh my gosh, it was so cool, man! It was so cool. So I got to see the Batmobile and some of that stuff before anybody else did. It was badass, man. I was in. That was probably the most geeked out I ever got, in my professional career. Yeah, it was really really cool. And then just a quick story. I got to read the movie scripts because my roommate was John Moore, who was good friends with oh my gosh, I forget the guy's name now, the writer of the Batman, the first two movies, and he let me read the screenplay for the original, and then the first draft of I guess what became Batman Returns. And they ended up not using the script because I guess there was a writer walkout or strike or something like that, and they didn't use it. But it had like a Robin character in it, and Robin was like, I think they were going to cast one of the Wayans brothers in it, and then they still had Vicky Vale in the story, which I thought was smart. So Vicky Vale was kind of like a mother figure in the story, and so she kind of looked after like Robin, And I'm not sure how old Robin was supposed to be in that story, but also Robin's parents were killed by the Joker. So I think in one of the first drafts of the first movie, Robin isn't Robin. He doesn't turn into Robin in the story, but the Joker goes, he has a car and he just starts mowing people down. Like he's driving his car through a bunch of pedestrians and people. And then there's like a circus or something like that at like a Central Park, like the Gotham City version of Central Park. And so he goes into the park and he's just mowing people down, just Joker style. And so he hits like, because they're the trapeze, the flying grace, and so he hits like one of the makeshift poles that they put up for the trapeze, and it knocks one of the Graysons off. And so then I think that was the mother, and so the father was on the trapeze when it was going on. So I guess the idea was the cable was able to absorb some of the shock, and so it didn't knock him off right away. But then the Joker just kept ramming it. I think he broke off the support or whatever and knocked him to his death. And so then little Grayson, little Dick Grayson got to see that. And then the Joker just goes off, just one more casualty from the Joker. And so I think then that's kind of set up. I think that was in one of the first drafts. And so then they pick up that storyline in the second movie. And I thought it was smart to bring Vicky Vale in because I actually thought that Vicky Vale worked in the first movie. And so then, she could work as a way to further, Bruce Wayne's, private life or personal life. And I remember that. And then, I still can't believe this happened. And for the life of me, I don't know how it happened. And I don't know why. Like sometimes you just make friends with people and you have no idea how deep the friendship is until something like this happens. So I always liked Dick Giordano. He wasn't quite a mentor, but he gave me a lot of advice. I think of him as a mentor. I didn't work with him every day for 8 hours a day or anything like that. But when I'd go in the office as a DC, he'd give me advice and he'd give me pep talks and stuff like that. And so he worked with an assistant, a close personal assistant. Her name was Pat Bastien. And so she would take trips to California because there wasn't a lot of freelancers in California, but there was starting to be. And they wanted to cultivate relationships, like working relationships with people like myself and stuff like that. So she would come like once a month or once every other month or whatever. And she would take us out to lunch. But she'd take us out as individuals. I never went as a group. Like she would stay at a hotel and she'd say, "Hey, Art, you want to hang out? I'll buy you lunch or whatever." And so I'd drive up to LA, her hotel, and we'd hang out. We'd talk. She'd go, how's DC treating you? Stuff like that. It was very, very cool. So like Dick was like your dad and she was like your mom, DC was a great place to work early on. And so this is about, so now I'm giving you a little bit of backstory. So now, smash cut to, a couple years later. And so Batman 2, this Batman Returns, I don't know why they call it Batman Returns. I thought that was weird, but Batman Returns movie is being made. And so I get a call from, I forget who it was. It wasn't Dick Giordano. And it wasn't Pat, but I think Dick had somebody else he was working with at that time. So he called me to the Universal Sheraton where he was staying, and he said he just wanted to hang out. You know what I mean? Like he just wanted to hang out with me. So I was dating Pamela at the time, so I asked if Pamela could come, and he said sure. And so we went to the Universal Sheraton. It was just the two of us. And so we went up to Dick Giordano's suite, and he ordered room service, and we just hung out, just talked comic books and stuff like that. And so I think he was there to kind of oversee some of the Batman filming. I believe that they were just starting filming when he was there. And so they used a lot of the Warner Brothers backlot for the Batman. I know Batman Returns. They used a lot of the backlot. I think in the first movie they went to Britain or England. I forget what studio that was called, where all the Bond films are filmed and Star Wars was filmed and stuff like that. But a lot of it was backlot stuff. So anyway, we're hanging out eating, and he said, I read the script for Batman Returns. And he was very like perplexed. He was like, I read it. And he said, I need to talk to you about it. So he's telling me about the story. Like, I hadn't read the script yet. So he's telling me the story. And then he said, there's a scene in the movie that, because the only way I could describe it is it's kitty CPR. I go, kitty CPR. And then he's just like, what the hell? They told me the scene. He just told me the scene. He said, so Selena Kyle, she's not Catwoman yet. She just fell to her death or whatever. And either that or like she's dying or the wind's knocked out of her or something like that. So she's laying in an alley. And so all these stray cats that she's been feeding or whatever start coming around her, just like circling around her and stuff. And so these cats start jumping on her chest, one right after the other. And then some of them are breathing into her mouth. And he said, this is like kitty CPR. He said, this is weird, right? He was like, this is strange. And so I was like, yeah, it is kind of strange. And I said, I guess it just all depends on how they do it. You know, I don't know why or how these cats would be doing this or know what to do, you know, or if inadvertently just a bunch of cats start jumping on her. He said, no, they're like breathing in her mouth and stuff. And I said, I don't know. So it is still one of the stranger scenes, because they did film that and it is in the movie. It's one of the stranger scenes I think ever committed to film. And most people don't talk about it, but it kind of freaked Giordano out. And so I still remember that. It was a good time. It was a good time. And it's one of those memories that I'll always have. And just the special treatment that just a punk like I didn't deserve it. But for some reason, he really seemed to care for me. I thought the Kilmer suit was pretty cool. I thought they ironed out a lot of the flaws in it. I thought the Kilmer story was pretty good as well. There were aspects to it. I just think it was a little campy for my taste. So Batman created more comic book readers. Oh yeah, that book sold really well too. Like I think that Jerry Ordway Batman adaptation sold over a million copies. Yeah, Batman created more comic book readers than any other comic book movie ever made. Changed my mind. Yeah, I think they marketed it very well too because they sold it in the movie theaters. So they had a rack that they made, and they sold them right there in the lobby. Thank you, Frankie. Yeah, I need to get back to work. Oh my gosh, you guys are on fire here. I think you're right. He fell in a vat of kitty litter. No, that was the Joker. Uh, it's funny that the kitty CPR is an issue for you, but not the penguins with rockets strapped to their backs. Um, I didn't say that wasn't an issue. I was very specific because I don't know. For some reason, you expect it more. With I don't know. I'm not going to justify the Spears cart. They're both pretty damn weird, but for some reason, penguins with rockets strapped on their back, I thought was kind of cool, and it seemed par for the course for a Batman kind of campy villain. I don't know, but I do agree with Timothy. Yeah, yeah, that's why. That is exactly why. Ordway, yes. All right, I'm going to read this. This is going to be my last one, and then I got to get back to work. Joe Bernardo, they gave Catwoman a weird supernatural power. That's right. Dick was a good guy. I met him through Bob Layton, and he was always giving of his time. Yeah, and actually, talk about mentorships. Yeah, I think that Dick worked with a lot of really super talent. I think like Joe Rubenstein and was the just a bunch of inkers. I can't think of all of them now, but just a bunch of talent. Yes, indeed. On that note, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. I'm going to get back to work. Thanks for making Black and White such a huge success. And yeah, I'll start telling more of those stories. So maybe I'll do the Green Hornet story next and give you guys the lowdown. It'll be like the old radio days where you guys get to hear a story. It's all theater of the mind. So yeah, you guys, thanks for hanging. It was a blast, and more Black and White coming soon. So you guys take care, enjoy your day, and Taco Tuesday. I'm getting tacos tonight. Yes. All right, you guys, take care.